All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to our morning note. It is March 16, 2021 on a Tuesday. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Thanks again for taking the time out of your day to join me. We do this every morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, let's go ahead and talk market, shall we? Before we begin, make sure to click bottom right-hand corner of your screen, turn on notifications, subscribe to our channel, and like our videos. Really do appreciate it as always. All right, Dow futures down 21 points, NASDAQ futures up 70 points, up 0.5%. S&P futures are slightly green, up 2.7, about 3 handles. Russell 2000 futures are down 0.25 point. Bitcoin futures 55,405. Spot Bitcoin price 55,241. Crude oil is down 2%, 64.07. Gold is up 0.14%. Silver futures are down 0.85%. And euro dollar 119.23, down 5 pips. Dollar yen down 11 pips at 109. The VIX is down, it's actually below 20, 0.90, and at 1985, and the dollar index is basically flat at 91.81. We hit new all-time highs on E-mini futures last night and yesterday. NASDAQ is catching bids. Nice to see a re-rotation out of the value into growth again. A couple of news that we got in today. Retail sales came in less than expected. Retail sales fell 3% in February versus a 0.5% drop. So again, that'll change with stimulus coming in. Also, the retail sales for last month being lower than it was because refunds were delayed, and then we had the blizzard in Texas. That was the reasoning behind the numbers here. So the exact numbers are: retail sales dropped 3% expectation, down 0.5%. Retail sales excluding autos and gasoline down 3.3%, expectation 0.5%. So that's where we are on that end. Let's go ahead and go over some pre-market movers and go from there. All right, pre-market movers. Sundial Growers up 6%, AMC down 3.63%. Saw some volume there yesterday. I'm holding some calls personally. Unusual options activity. Boeing is down 0.5%. Apple up 1.38%. We do have calls. We went ahead and signaled that out for our members. We are now in the money. Nike's up ahead of earnings 0.38%. Disney up slightly. Walmart down slightly. Salesforce.com up nearly 1% pre-market. In the S&P, Ford is offering some bond issuance, so they're down about 2%. American Airlines down about 0.72%. Tesla down 0.42%. Carnival up 0.07%. AMD catching up a little bit here. Semiconductors catching bids up 1.43%. United Airlines down 0.26%. Let's see here. Baidu down 0.20% on the NASDAQ. Micron up 1.46%. PDT up about 5% due to Kathy Wood's ARK buying some. Moderna's up 3.93%. NVIDIA up 1.39%. So that's where we are pre-market. Let's go over one more chart here on E-mini futures. Again, new all-time highs. You can see that. It is what it is. 4,000 is that big number everyone knows of. Let's see if we can get there. But really want to take a look at NASDAQ and how much more room we have to go up. So again, it's the catch-up trade. 13,900 is your target, which is the all-time high. If you went long here, which I wouldn't go long here as of yet, I would say this break right here of 13,357, if you're trading futures at home, would be a really good way to start. Right there would probably get us out of that, basically the lows of it, basically that double top, almost double top there. And again, we still need about 200 points to get there. 13,900 is your all-time high. Break that, then NASDAQ has a little more room to go. What could be the headwind for NASDAQ is really just the velocity of rates. But the really good sign here, guys, the volatility index being below 20. That's a really, really good sign. So let me go ahead and show you VIX here. I talked about that on Twitter yesterday. Let's go ahead and expand this to a daily. You can see where we were last year, the anniversary, 85 VIX. The lowest point we got on the VIX was around 1951, which was back in November, what was a very bullish month. So we're going to go and zoom in here, right here. This is where you want to take a look at. If we do break below that, I would actually submit to you your best bet is to actually buy some protection, meaning buy some VIX calls to hedge your portfolio. But really, that's just the first level, the first line. Historically low speaking, 2018, 2017, throughout the bull run before the fall of the COVID crisis, 1149. So we've been right around 19. We've been around 20 to around 40 in the last 12 months, let's just say. Well, now would be down to the next level here. Next level support is 1149. Now, keep in mind, guys, VIX is not really tradable. It's just more of a it's a volatility index, more of a survey thing, if you want to say. Just basically the fear gauge. Let's just say that. So yes, you could trade VXXY or VXX, sure, but you can buy those as protection from your portfolio. Again, guys, the best time to buy protection is when no one wants it, and the best time to sell protection is when everyone wants it. That's the drill. So below 1951, maybe you can start looking at buying some cheap protection, some long-term VIX calls, maybe for December or November or something like that. Something where you have some time on your side. But 1149 is your next level down. So again, you see this is your next channel here. We should break below 1951 and start hovering around 18 to around 14, and that is basically the mean. And I said this last March. I said we always revert to the mean, guys, anytime. Again, you always go back to the mean. And you can see here on the daily, we did break below 50-day moving average and 100-day moving average, and we're still not at the 200-day moving average. Granted, it's not a tradable security, but again, you could see here that we're still not even at the 200-day moving average, which on the weekly chart, which could signify a complete more of a downside move to VIX. Again, a downside move to VIX is very bullish for the market. So keep that in mind. That's why I've been staying bullish here. My call last year was E-mini futures, which is the S&P 500, hit 4,000 by August, and I think we do get there this year. Nothing has really changed on that end. So VIX is really your big tell there, guys. Some really good things that I've seen here. Again, a re-rotation back into growth with NASDAQ. It's a very good sign. Again, Russell just overshot. Energy overshot. Financials overshot. I still like them in the longer term when rates go up, but when rates start to go down slightly, then you want to keep an eye on growth. I still think growth and tech is still the way to go long term. I've said the triple Bs, Bitcoin betting, blunts, again, sticking with that. Nothing's really changed on that end. On the investment portfolio, I really haven't done anything new yesterday other than trading options. But on the portfolio wise, we did buy the dip in NVIDIA and some other names. So there's some opportunities out there again with dips. But again, you need something with some really good discounts to really start making it. I don't think a dip of 1% or 2% makes a difference. You really want a good one. We just had an opportunity with NASDAQ going down a correction level of 10%. Tesla was a good dip buy. NVIDIA was a good dip buy, and so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and answer some questions. Good morning. Views on NEO and Mara. All right, let's go ahead and go over that. Mara, I believe, just reported a couple of minutes ago. Let me give you the report on that. I did retweet that. Mara reports negative 10 cent versus a negative 17 cent year over year. $2.6 million in revenue versus $0.3 million year over year for Marathon Patent Group. In fourth quarter 2020, the company generated over 157 Bitcoins. So again, not terrible to see, but again, looking at the hourly chart, nothing really to play there. Again, if you're trying to play or trade Bitcoin, I think owning is probably your best bet. But if you're trying to trade options, yeah, Mara and Ride are fine. I wouldn't own them personally. If you had to pick one gun to your head, I would say Ride is probably your best bet. I'd rather have Ride than GBTC, for example. But I think Square and PayPal are probably your better proxies for a Bitcoin. Good morning, Ray. Palantir calls. Let's see. Palantir, I was seeing some volume, but again, it just didn't break anything on my chart. I still need 28 before I do anything on Palantir. Looking at AMD. AMD looking very nice here. Yes. I would like 84.80. That would be my level to break first. And then I can probably start taking a look at targeting maybe 86 level or 86 and a half. Good morning. Where do you see financials like XLF going higher? 36 calls out to June. For XLF, you definitely want to see some volume spike up here. Again, a little bit of a dip due to re-rotation. We're still hugging that 100-day. Your 100-day has been basically your support, with the 200-day being your support level 2. I still like financials longer term, of course. I still own JPM stock, but XLF in general, you're really just watching yields. So if you're watching yields, you're watching TLT. So you need TLT to come back down, so XLF to go up. Inverse correlation is what we call it. The VIX tradable options, U of VXY, yes, or VXX. What do you think of AMC calls? Yeah, I see AMC had a lot of volume. I have some AMC calls. We played them yesterday too. I have some longer term AMCs, and I have some shorter term. I have the 15s for this week. It is down pre-market about 40 something cents. But again, it's a volatile name, and I'm willing to hold on to it. I went very light risk on it anyways. Are you still really going to hold XLF June calls re-rotation? Yeah, of course. I'm still holding those June calls. I'm only down 10%. Again, the support is holding, so I'm sticking with XLF. Thoughts of adding FCEL here? Yeah, I saw the report. I'm not a huge fan. And again, for example, another point I've said to our investment club is I don't want to keep buying more EV companies. I'm good with 3, which is NIO, Tesla, and Blink. So I'm not going to get into fuel cell. I don't like it. I'd rather skip it. Let's see. VWaggy. I have no idea what VWaggy is. Use a plug after that fuel cell fiasco. Plug. I don't have plug. And again, I only have 3 EVs. So until plug gets above 56.89, if it breaks below 22, fine. We can have a conversation, but I'm not buying anything here. Please break down your square chart. Yeah, looking at it here, 256.74. Once that breaks, I do have the 260 calls. I'm still up 18% on them, so I should be able to hit on square this morning. But again, 256.74 is a big level to break. Can we look at QQQ together? Yep, QQQ already broke above my level. I even tweeted about some multiple bullish bets on Qs, the 330s, and I didn't get into them because it didn't break the level. Now we broke the level. I'm in the money. On my calls, I have the March 19 320 calls, which were signaled. We should be able to bank on that this morning with the team. So QQQ looks great. Again, I would probably target 325, maybe the 330s if we get some volume. Again, this really depends on the morning. Thoughts on JMI calls? Yeah, I can see where you're seeing here kind of a little breakout, mini breakout here. Maybe if you target 55, but I would go for a longer term expiry, maybe a couple of weeks out. Yep, I still have WU's Western Union. It is up pre-market 25.10 on the ask. So it is up pre-market, bouncing off that 50-day moving average. Again, once we get back to 25.73, you're in the money. You're rocking and rolling. Well, 26s are in the money level, which is our strike, but we have until May, so I'm holding that. QQQ, AAL, yep, QQQ is up pre-market. UAL, which is unusual options activity, still looking very solid. And NIO. NIO is just basically consolidating here. We should get a break to the upside, but again, we're hugging that 50-day moving average. I have NIO. Which ones do I have? I have the 48 calls. So again, a big break is what we need above 46.39. We should get that today. And get that break with tech going up, we should be able to be fine. Apple is now at 126. Still holding June. SB, yep, site, still holding that. Levels to watch in SPX, again, it's all-time highs. So not really much levels to look at. How do you think cannabis stocks will move after New York passed legislation? Up, obviously, it's very bullish. What do you do if your levels are broken pre-market? Do you enter straight away when the market opens? Absolutely not. You have to look for volume. Again, guys, levels and alerts are just a guide. I don't want you guys just automatically filling just on that. You still have a lot more work to do. You still have to look at the volume. You have to still, if there's a reason to get into a trade. Just because an alert breaks doesn't mean anything. That's just the first step. Thoughts on football? I still love football ahead of time, long term, and I'm sticking with that name. Nothing has really changed. We still need a little more, obviously. It'd be nice to break 35.60 for some calls. And UAL, yep, I have UAL, and it's holding up nice. I have the UALs, the 70 calls for April 1st, personally. So again, I'm cool with UAL reopening names, and the airlines are doing pretty solid. Let's see. THCX, I don't trade THCX calls. I own the stock, but THCX never has volume. You use the 9 and 21 moving averages, just the 50, 100, and 200. That's it. All right, guys, I got to get ready for our YouTube Premium members. If you're interested in joining our YouTube Premium, You can check out our YouTube, our Instagram, and then there's a link there for our YouTube premium channel. Ray's there, Saeed's there, so I'll catch you guys in a couple of minutes. Ray and Saeed, and we'll have our session together. We do it every Tuesday at 9:25 a.m. and we actually do some trades, and we had a pretty nice week last week. So let's rock and roll this one, man. Let's kill it. I'll catch you guys for the next one, and tomorrow will be the next morning note, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a good one, guys.